Hi, I'm Sergeant Sanford Swanson of the West Lafayette Police Department, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Ask WLPD. During this episode, we will be discussing the West Lafayette Police hiring standards. An issue facing not only the West Lafayette Police Department, but nearly every agency across the country is qualitative recruitment and selection of new officers. Current societal construct and demands make recruiting the next generation of police officers more difficult now than ever before. Frankly put, being a police officer has the potential for increased danger. If you couple that with the daily demands and expectations facing this profession, and it has become increasingly difficult to solicit candidates who desire to be police officers for all the right reasons. Yet, as difficult as this task proves, the West Lafayette Police Department is committed to attracting the best and most qualified officers to serve our fine city. We have instituted some of the most rigorous hiring standards not only in Indiana, but also nationally. This is to help ensure that West Lafayette is served by those who possess the highest qualities our community demands. In turn, our city benefits from the best West Lafayette has to offer. There are 7 criteria we look for when considering an applicant's eligibility. All applicants must be United States citizens. All applicants must be 21 years of age. A recent change in state law in Indiana Public Retirement Fund allows that an applicant may be less than 40 years of age at the time of appointment. That's a change from 36 years of age. An amendment was also made to allow that U.S. Armed Forces veterans with 20 years of service with a DD-214 may be sworn up to age 40 and 6 months. However, these age requirements do not apply under certain conditions to a person who has previously been employed as a member of the West Lafayette Police Department. All applicants must be of good moral character as determined by the West Lafayette Police Merit Commission. All applicants must possess a valid driver's license. All applicants must be free of felony convictions. An applicant shall not be appointed, reappointed, or reinstated if he or she has a judgment of conviction for a felony. An applicant must be a graduate of a duly accredited high school or have received a GED certificate. In addition to the previously mentioned criteria, an applicant must possess at least one of the following. An applicant must have completed at least 60 semester hours or 90 quarter hours of post-secondary education at an accredited college, university, or technical school with at least a 2.0 GPA on a 4.0 GPA scale. Or an applicant must have honorably completed 2 years of active service in the United States military. If discharged, the applicant must have received an honorable discharge or general discharge under honorable conditions. In fact, about 20% of our active roster at the West Lafayette Police Department are military veterans of our armed forces. And lastly, an applicant may have completed 2 years of employment as a full-time law enforcement officer from another agency. About 25% of our current roster consists of officers who've come to the West Lafayette Police Department from other agencies around the country. That concludes this episode of Ask WLPD. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video on your social media platforms. Tune in next month where we will discuss in more detail about our hiring process.